The urgency in cardiac arrest creates a key opportunity for innovation, and today we're exploring how MedTech, that solution, is set to adapt alongside defibrillators globally. For more, I'm joined in the studio Elleesha King from Pulsatile Innovations. Great to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.
Talk to us about your journey, so paramedic to entrepreneur.
Yeah, and still a paramedic, but I've very much had to immerse myself into learning the startup space, becoming an entrepreneur. I had the idea for a very long time, but just had to take that step forward and that bit of leap into the business world.
It's so often the case. They say everyone has a movie idea, but so many people have a business idea.
They do.
How did you take that step to turn it into something real?
Yes, I Googled who will turn my idea into a prototype, and we went.
Simple as that.
It didn't feel that simple at the time. I was like, oh, this is a massive leap, but it was very much that. And of course, you build your network throughout that. So it was making that first contact. They put you in touch. You know, I developed my prototype through Boost Design in Sydney, and they put me in touch, which has expanded my network thereafter.
Yeah. So Pulsatile, the idea when you talk about it coming about, being a paramedic.
Yep.
This was something that, a product that existed that needed to be made better, or a product you had an idea for that didn't exist?
It didn't exist.
Wow.
So I very much encountered a problem that I saw a solution for, hoping that someone else would fix.
What was the problem?
The problem was that sometimes it can be really tricky to determine if someone is in cardiac arrest.
Right.
And it could be for us as healthcare professionals, for people down the street while they're waiting for an ambulance to arrive. And I saw that we have a device for everything. Why don't we have a device that tells us whether or not someone's in cardiac arrest?
That's interesting, because I would have thought it would come down to experience and paramedics would just know, but you're saying that it actually is still quite hard even for professionals.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not to take anything away from my incredible colleagues and the medical fraternity. It's just that part of our way of determining if a cardiac arrest is present is feeling for a pulse at the neck.
Yep.
And literature shows only 20% of healthcare professionals can do it within the required 10 seconds.
Yeah, gosh,
and
10 seconds.
We have to decide within 10 seconds. And when in doubt, and for everyone, perform CPR.
Okay, so talk to us about what makes your device so unique and defensible against,
100%.
I mean, there are so many different products out there and large companies in the space as well. What did you do that's different?
Well, we applied for some patent protection very early, and so lodged our provisional patent with the advice and strategy of professionals, and our PCT patent application has been submitted as well, and that protects our IP, intellectual property, across 158 countries.
Yep.
And it's about continuing to work on, future iterations and further development and innovation, and making sure that we are ahead of the game.
I was just about to ask about the development. Where are you in the process at the moment?
Yeah, so we've got our second working prototype. We've gone through that first sort of stage, and now we're testing that on large animal models with the Baker Institute here in Melbourne.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. I know you've got the product here if you want to hold it up. I'm really keen to see what it does and how it works, and if you could maybe give us a demo.
Oh, well, this one, you have to connect it to a computer.
Right.
So this was our earliest prototype, but we envisage that, or like the design plan, is that this will be able to be peeled off a sticky back and then placed onto the neck of someone in suspected cardiac arrest.
So it goes right on the neck?
Yep, just on the neck, anywhere on the neck, and it's designed so that any sensor will pick up the blood flow at the carotid artery, which is what we're looking for, and then it will light up with a simple light to say whether or not CPR is indicated, and it will provide feedback.
Because of course, once you start CPR, you can't stop. That's the aim, right?
Well, you want to be able to support that decision making so that if it is required, you do continue.
So, okay, so the product itself, now that it's there, and as you say, connected to a computer, is the idea that it goes into ambulances and then is brought out as part of the kit whenever they're, I guess, responding to a suspected cardiac arrest.
That's correct. And I should reiterate, like this will be a standalone device. When it's out in the ambulances, there won't be any cords, there won't be any leads. It'll just be very simple, easy to apply. And that's the design approach that we've taken, so that it's also available for untrained responders. So it's super intuitive and they can put it on while the ambulance arrives.
And I'd imagine for you, you've got the benefit of so much feedback from your colleagues as well. What has their feedback been to you?
Yeah, super positive. And I remember one Micah paramedic saying to me, I can't believe I didn't think of this.
Yeah.
And it's not only the feedback amongst colleagues, we've gone to independent and objective user needs engineering firm. That was Cento Solutions. organisations, and they provided us like a truly objective validation of the design as well.
That's unbelievable to have that as well. Talk to us about the investor side. Usually when I speak to a paramedic, they're generally wanting more government funding, but you are looking for investor funding. Talk to us about that process.
Yeah, so because this is completely separate from my paramedic career,
of course,
we're a startup, and we of course need investor funding. I've bootstrapped it predominantly myself so far.
Wow.
We've now opened it up to the greater public, so we're raising equity crowdsource funding through Birchal platform. That's open currently.
Oh, they're a great platform. We've had a lot of people on from Birchal. They've had a lot of success over the years.
Yeah, and they've been super supportive and have really taken to Pulse Tile as well, which is amazing.
Oh, good. Well, if people want to get involved, how can they? Where can they go?
Yeah, so our website is www.thepulsetile.com, and it's got all of the leads there. But otherwise, anyone who's familiar with Birchal will know their platform as well.
Will know how to get there. Well, Elleesha, really, really appreciate you bringing that to us today on Ticker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron.